Welcome to an introductory tutorial on JavaScript arrays. Today I'll be teaching you about what arrays are, how you can access the values in an array, and how to loop through an array. To begin with, arrays are pretty much just a collection of items within a variable. These can consist of integers, strings, floating decimal point numbers also. To access aspects of an array, we count arrays from 0 onwards as opposed to 1 onwards. So for example, on the screen you have a numbers array containing the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The number 2 would be represented in the index of the array as 0. The number 4 would be represented as 1. The number 6 would be represented as 2, and so on. So for example, if we console log to our screen to access the first item in the array, type num array and then an index of 0, which should return on the screen below the value 2, as you can see on the screen. If we wanted the value of 4, for example, we would change that to 1. So now we're dealing with an index of 1 as opposed to 0, which will now give us a value of 4, as you can see on the screen. If we wanted to access the third value in the index, which is 6, we'll change the index value to 2. And if we run that on the screen, it should display 6, as you can see. Now to loop through an array, we do the following. So we create a standard for loop. Here we say let I equal 0. As we iterate through the loop, we're saying I is less than the length of num array, and we increment the value of I as we proceed through the loop. Here, console log the array value, so it would be num array, and then the index, which is represented by I. Put a semicolon on the end, save that, and that should iterate through all the values in the numbers array. If we run this, we should see that displayed. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now moving on to our string array, containing the words north, south, east, and west. If we wanted to, as before, if we wanted to access the first item in the array, which is north, we console log, type word array, give it an index of 0, and which should return the word north if we run this now. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, the word north appears. Let's just clear that. Okay, if we wanted to display south, as we did before with the integer array, we just press the value 1. So north would be 0, south would be 1, and this should now be rendered on screen, as you can see. Now to loop through this word array, do a similar thing as to what we did previously for the integer array. So we start with a value of 0 for our I variable. Iterate through our loop. Increment the value of I. Iterate through the loop. Console log. Type word array, which is the name of our array containing our words, and I represents the index of the value in the word array. We save that and run it. And we have north, south, east, west, which are all the values contained within the array. Now, if you want to add a value to an array, you use what is called the push method. Say we wanted to add something to the word array, random, like green, for example. Now iterate for our loop again. See that it should be now displayed in addition to all of the previous values contained within the array. That console log word array I, which represents the index of each item in the array. Save that, just clear the screen. If we run that, you'll see that the item green has been appended to the word array right at the end of the array. If we want to remove an item from the array, we can conversely use the pop method. Which removes the last item the last element in the array. So keep in mind, our array still consists of, despite pushing the word green into the array to append it to the array, the values in our array still remain as they were originally: north, south, east, and west. So by using the pop method, it should then remove the value west from the array, thus leaving 3 remaining items. Let's do that. Let's write array again. Console, and then so now, as you can see, we only have north, south, and east as a consequence of using our pop method to remove the last item in the array. So that pretty much concludes what arrays are, how they function, how they work, and how you can iterate and traverse throughout an array. If you like this video, rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.